And Isla is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Marilyn is going to lead us in the song.
Liberty to something sweet land of liberty, of the Odyssey, land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims flight, from every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Do we have any guests in the house? We have no guests today. How about a sunshine report?
Sorry, I'm conversing back here. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, we have no, whatever committee I'm reporting on right now. What am I doing? Sunshine. You remember where you're stood? Okay.
Whatever the answer is, it's just no. No. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started with Happy Bucks then.
Okay, anybody ready to begin? Lion Pack. Soon to be extra.
Soon to be a treasure.
Sorry.
Oh.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, in the ongoing saga of what it is to be Pat Homer. First of all, Hal and I would most assuredly want to congratulate our newest Melvin Jones Fellows, Miss Ann Camarda and Ms. Karen Johnson. Thank you so much. Hal wanted me to make sure that that one came up first, because he was afraid I'd say something embarrassing after or before. That's what it was. And I'm not going to today. It's a beautiful weekend. On Saturday, I had the great pleasure to go and shop for a travel trailer. Do you know that those things are $30,000? So I'm thinking about just getting a really big sleeping bag and one of those blue tarps like the guys at the intersections have. So if you see me out there with a little piece of cardboard that says looking for hot dogs, you'll know what I'm after about.
Oh, President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions guests. Well, my dollars, first one is a sad dollar that I'm missing a mention this weekend. My stomach is ruling my life once again, as it always does. So I'm sad about that, but I'm happy the sunshine's out, and I've got some plants to transplant, so I'm getting really excited about that. And holding off on the gardening as much as I want to start planting those plants, because I know this is a false start. Good. Okay, we're gonna wander over here. Passenger Terry, I'm assuming these two are for us.
Thank you. Not you, Ted, sure. Oh, thank you. Anyway, there you go. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, happy dollar. My kids, or my son, Ross, and his family came down for Easter Sunday. It was nice to have that. Had an email out to Phil Olson today, so he's still alive and stuff, but he answered me back. Of course, maybe it'll be different next week. He doesn't answer.
Oh boy. Oh, Mr. Governor, which Patterson first? All right. No.
President Carrie, fellow Lions and guests, I have two happy dollars. One of them, I'm gonna brag a little bit. I am so pleased and proud to say that Copies Today, owned by Pat Palmer, put an ad in the program at the convention, and he does all the printing for us. And everything is beautiful. I even have a copy of the certificate, so we just want to give Pat a hand for serving as a lion. And a little bit more about contests and awards after the happy books. But this is just a total overall happy book for the most wonderful, best ever convention.
Oh, good, okay, now your other half with Pastor Sugar. Steve.
Thank you. President Carrie Ann, Lions and guests, I managed to get the bell and gavel back. The international director, past president, tried to steal it, but thanks to Ann, who went right up there as quickly as she could after his speech and grabbed a hold of it. Anyway, 5 happy dollars. The first is for our latest Melvin Jones Fellows, and Karen, that's what I said. Karen. No, Carol. And a shout out to Katie Dillinger, our winner of the 5-minute achievement speech. The only disappointment we had at the convention was we couldn't afford the $100 a plate Sunday Easter buffet. And 3 drinks on Saturday night cost me $44. It didn't even get a kiss. What did they look
Let's just say that's wrong. Yeah, John. Jesus will let us say, Lion, John Playful.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I know you were all wondering where I was last Tuesday. I know you Facebookers know. I was on an elusive 5-hour hunt that was very successful. How many limits did you get? With Johnson. Hey, that's personal. With John Stray and my oldest son, JT, I got to sleep both ways and have lunch or breakfast, whatever it turned out to be. I'm looking forward to that again. Another sad dollar. My favorite sister, probably shouldn't say that out loud. Cut that out of there, Sarah. Anyway, my sister Chris is at St. John's and is going to be there for a couple days. Hopefully they're going to help her legs.
Okay. Let's keep that never. Never do I forget the money. Alrighty, well, Pastor Mr. Gomez, the other mic.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, $1 in congratulations to Ann and Karen. I think they're well deserved. Another $1. I heard Katie's speech. She deserved to win it.
Pastor Mr. Gomez, Mark
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, first $1, congratulations to our Melvin Jones Fellows and to Katie for her speech. I very much enjoyed the Lions convention, even though I couldn't be there Friday night or Saturday night. You have to understand, you have to have gone to the session, I know a few of us were there, understand the session from the past international president. Dollar number 3, I was looking forward to the program on Special Olympics. Still coming? Okay. Many years ago, I coached swimming for Special Olympics back when I was in my 20s, and I'm now 70, so it's been a few years ago. Enjoyed working with the kids. And I guess I didn't, like, well, I was told, somebody told me that, right? That's what I have. And then a request for any able-bodied people that maybe want to help. Our son is, I think some of you know, going through a divorce, and he has a window, court-appointed window on Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4, to pick up stuff up at the house. And he doesn't, a couple of his best friends who are strong and young are in Hawaii right now, so that we're going to be a little short-handed. Quote of the week from Harold B. The most important work you and I will ever do will be within the walls of our own homes.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, yeah. Hey, library. Yeah.
President Kerry has always got a couple happy dollars today. Want to echo everybody else, Karen and Ed, on your Melbourne Grove fellowships. That's tremendous. Katie, on your speech, it was very, very good. And the other dollar, and I don't know why, but I always forget how crappy the meals are at those conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still go to one. You should know better. Okay. Oh, third week, yes. Yes.
President Carrie Ann, Lions and guests, just wanted to say thank you to the club for your support for the Melvin Jones, and I feel a lot of gratitude and really motivated, so thank you very much.
Yay. Okay, if
Bye,
we,
bye. No, I got one more bite.
one more.
Okay, I got a couple of bucks. One, well, happy buck is that.
Yeah, President.
So we just got back from a trip with our motorhome. And usually I'm the one who has to take all the nasty jobs like dumping the tanks.
Mhm.
And my wife volunteered, and she's gonna regret it.
Oh,
Because it's a nasty, there's two nasty jobs. One is you gotta dump the tanks.
Yeah.
And then washing the motorhome. I usually keep a good set of clothes, put some nasty ones on. And it takes me about $40, and I'm soaking wet, top to bottom. She volunteered to do it with me, and she's gonna regret it.
yes, she is.
But then, another a happy book that I have is I have a neighbor right next to us, the fence is down, and she lives by herself. And so I'm gonna fix her fence and knock down her backyard and stuff. And that's the kind of stuff I enjoy doing, is helping people. That's why I'm alive. Helping people who can't do it by themselves. So, and I'm proud to be alive.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed someone. Excuse me. President Carrie Ann.
got your name.
Lion Spencer.
Getting there, getting there.
Oh, he was getting his food. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I'm paying $1 because my guest is not here. I know. I talked to him yesterday, so he'd be here at noon. I was late. I thought he was gonna be here. Maybe he got here, didn't seem to have left, but. Another one, Evelyn's gained 4 pounds since January.
Wow.
So she's up to 20 words. Not all of them are great words.
Right.
I know. I've been on the phone with Tap too long, that's why. Another one, the sun is out. We're in spring 3 right now, I think. We'll get winter for another week, and then we'll get summer, and then it's gonna get hot. Another, asking for good thoughts for my grandpa. He's not been doing good the last couple of weeks, but he is waking up. He woke up today. He's down at Southwest. He had a stroke at some point that went undetected and then started having seizures last week and went super downhill really fast, and he's starting to recover a little bit. The nurses are using the words hopeful and optimistic, which is a change. That's how,
Your grandpa, right?
yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, he recognized the kids in pictures, so that's a good sign. The other's just because.
Yeah, well, it's the fine for him not saying president
Oh,
and guest. Yep, thank you.
All right. Okay, since we're all done with Happy Bucks, Marilyn is going to give us a little detailed information in regards to our convention that we had over the last weekend.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, Steve and I decided that we'd bring these trifolds. This was in representation of all of the clubs that participated in contests. And, you know, it was crazy getting ready for this, but this is the fun part. Being able to display things, partying with fellow Lions and all of that. But what I wanted to do was just give you kind of a summarization how proud I am of all of the participation of the pioneers. And we've already mentioned it, but participation in contests included the achievement speech, which Katie Dillinger nailed it, so we're proud of that. Social media, Facebook page is also submitted by Katie Dillinger, and she also has designed and helped Castle Rock develop a social Facebook page or social media, and her Castle Rock Lions won 3rd place. Leroy, you submitted our weekly bulletin. We had 5 clubs compete, and I just so appreciate it. I took a page of every club's bulletin and posted it on that trifold so you can take a look. It was tough competition, but it was awesome. Visitations were submitted. I submitted actually the things that we did do, and Ann and I went to USA Canada Forum that gave us 100 points. We didn't win anything, but we were a participant, and that's the best part. Highlights of the weekend. I walk into the registration table and I take a look at Jay Pruitt, Shannon Narden, and Carol Scott. They were commissioned to help with filling the welcome bags for the attendees. So I asked Carol, I said, well, that's really cool that you volunteered. She said, I didn't volunteer, I was told I was going. That was fun. Steve Patterson and Mike Parker volunteered their time to judge during contest meetings. Some of these where he was a judge, but they were. And of course, Steve and Marilyn were very busy. Memorial servants, contest and awards display, and presentations to the winners. Introducing the achievement speech, I was honored to introduce Katie and Bill Scholl. And at the voting table, Steve did registrations, and also Mike Parker. I believe you had to help count the votes or set up the final tabulations for the incoming the incoming first and second vice district governors. And if you didn't know, we had a vacant position for district governor because our current first vice district governor has had health issues that prevents him from serving next year. So all of the PDGs, which includes the 4 of us that are in here, will be gathering together pretty soon to decide what to do about a vacant spot next year. So you can be praying for us. Who's gonna step up? One of the PDGs needs to do that. The great part about the whole weekend for me was spending time with our fellow pioneers. I barely got to sit with them finally on Saturday night, but it's just so good to be there as a team. And meeting the keynote speaker, PIP, Brian Sheehan and Lionel Lori, his wife. They are undescribably magnificent. I don't know how else to say. I want to thank all the Lions that attended, Greg Firth, Mark Kelch, Bob and Penny Piper, Hal Palmer, John Searing, Ann Camarda, Rick and Karen Johnson, Mike Parker, Carrie Ann Lutero, Katie Dillinger, Marty Berry Lutero, Jay Pruitt, Carol Scott, Shannon Narden, and Steve and I. Just want to thank you so much for all of your support. Oh, okay. And Steve bought some of the memorial service programs. If you'd like to look at that, that went really, really well. Photos up for all of our people. Any questions quickly? Anybody? comments? Katie? Yeah.
No, totally, actually 3 minutes and 58 seconds, so, President Carrie Ann, fellow license guests, I did bring all of our hardware, so we've got, like several awards over there, which is great. I was also asked to be a moderator for, Randy Scott, who had a presentation on AI. That was fun to kind of sit through. The session right before that, though, was a Let's Talk Suicide, and I should have actually pulled out a happy dollar. Because that, I know Mark, you were in it, Mom, you were in it, Marnie was in it, I don't know who else was in it. But that was a great, that was a great session, and I actually really enjoyed listening to her speak. When I could hear her, because I was sitting next to the door, and there was obviously something loud going on out there. But yes, feel free to come look at our stuff on the table. I've got a couple of patches that'll go on the banners also.
Right. Thank you. The certificates are all of the things that we participated in. I asked our convention chairs to allow us to give out a certificate of recognition to every club that participated in any of these contests. So not just winners and runners-up, everyone got something about their club. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Before we go to the speaker, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Sharon.
Thank you, President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. To just go off of a little bit of what Marilyn was talking about at the convention about Carol and Jay and Shannon helping out. Marilyn turned in a I Got Hot Serving Award. And so I have for each of you, here, Carol, this is yours.
I'm driving.
I'm passing them out so Shannon can cut together. Okay, once I got him. Who is that? Who is that? There you go. Congratulations, you guys, and thank you for all the work that you guys put in.
Okay, well, we are at that time where we're going to call the speakers up, and I'll let Larry introduce them.
Stepping in for Gail today. Most people know she's on her way back home. Get back, I guess, about 4 o'clock this afternoon, I think. About 4:30. But we have I would say, a very special program today called the Festival Olympics. And one of the guest speakers is one of our own members, David Ham, along with Becky. I'd have them come up now and see what they can tell us about the Olympics.
Hi, my name is Becky Bernhardt. I'm the coordinator for Special Olympics, Cowlitz County. Been involved with Special Olympics probably for 32 years, many years. And it's the most enjoyable thing in my life. I mean, you really enjoy it. And I will introduce David here in a minute, let him speak. David is one of our athletes. He is also on our athlete leadership board. We have about 10 athletes from the area that they meet once a month and they discuss things, good and bad about all of our events. They get input from other athletes, other coaches, everyone else, and they bring it to the state level. And then we're able to talk about things we need to work on. Special Olympics is really dear to my heart. Now, you can start Special Olympics at 8 years old. And you have to have some kind of intellectual disabilities to join. But it's never, I have parents that will ask me, do we have to prove it? No. we just take them at your word and everything. You know, like we have kids that have ADHD, ABD, you know, everything like that too. And anybody, and we have our oldest athlete was 75 and did track one year. Yeah, he's 92 now, so yeah, he quit doing it. But it goes to any age. So what it is you just, you play at any sport you want until you feel you can't do it anymore. And then we try to always implement that they help out, if they want to help out with the sport or be part of it still. Because when they can't do it anymore, you know, in their minds, they feel like they can keep going and going and going, you know. But physically, you know, they can't. So you give them a job to do, you know, like help out. Like we had one track athlete, he was 68 and he could run, man. He could run, but that's where he wasn't winning at all anymore in his skill level. And that kind of defeated him. And I said, why don't you help us? Why don't you help the other track athletes and be a mentor to them? And it's so amazing that they do that. They help each other, you know, and when some of these athletes that's been around for a long time, they love to help the new athletes that come on board. And we had quite a few. We have about 350 to 400 athletes that we're servicing right now in Cowlitz County. Right now we have going on, we have sports all the time. Right now we have 6 sports going on at one time. This is overwhelming because usually we have our summer sports in the summer, our softball, t-ball, bocce, and golf, but now they converted it all to spring, so it's very overwhelming right now. We have swimming, we have track, we have soccer, then like I said, t-ball, softball, bocce, and golf going on right now. Every weekend, we just had regionals for swimming. This next weekend, we have regionals for track and for soccer, and then we'll have it for golf and for bocce and for softball. And then we all go to state. Whoever got a gold medal out of every event, gold or silver, they get to go to state. State events are 3-day events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's so much fun. And it does not cost any Special Olympics athlete anything to participate. This is what's awesome. It's all free to the parents, guardians, staff, everybody. And we even have, I even tell them when they sign up, if they can't get I had to buy track equipment. I've had just this year, I bought a couple of cleats, bought some shin guards, bought some mitts for some athletes that didn't have it. I just don't want the parents to feel like they can't afford to participate because parents with special needs, you know, it's a lot for them. It's a lot for them. And I was just talking to one of our new athletes' parents last night. They joined bocce, and it really, you know, got to me because she was saying that he's met so many friends. And, you know, and that's the number one thing that these guys do is that they're able to meet everyone and make and build a friendship, because that's the number one thing that all of my athletes, clients, because I work in the special needs field, I have a business, I take everybody out in the community, and this is what I do. But the number one thing they all say is they want to meet a friend. So we try to let them be associated with people that they are just like them, you know, in their area. You know, like you don't want to put a really quiet one with somebody that's super loud. You know, that'll irritate them. That won't, you know, go very well with them. But they all come through, and she's saying she's so excited about the next sport coming on. And I was telling her about the next sport. And this is what they do. They usually start playing, and then they keep playing. And that's the goal, to keep these guys busy, keep them physically active, and just to have them engage with others. And it's so good and important to have them out in the community, you know, and they're around their peers, around the same population, and they feel comfortable. I've had some of these athletes that try to play some school sports, and or like t-ball and some of the city league, the rec teams and stuff, and they just couldn't do it because they said that the coaches and everything weren't equipped to handle them. You know, we deal with a lot of behaviors. You know, we have some that have, and I always tell them, if they have a behavior, don't quit. You know, like the staff or parent or somebody's embarrassed to bring them again. I said, no, they might have lasted 5 minutes this time, but next time they'll be okay. We had one athlete that was like, could barely make it through basketball. So, but they kept bringing him. I said, at least you're getting him out of the house, right? You're getting him to an outing, if anything. He ended up going to regionals, and all day event, he got gold medal. And you know, he made it, but they stuck with it and stuff. And I mean, you just gotta have some patience and the love. But you do, I mean, sometimes it gets overpowering for you sometimes with a lot of behaviors sometimes. But, you know, your reward is when they're always saying, I did good, coach, I did good, right? That's all they want. All they want is your recognition to say, you did super, super awesome. And they're playing to the best of their ability and everything. And it's not just about the sports, it's about their social time. Like I said, about meeting friends. And we have fundraisers all the time, like we just had a breakfast that we put on to raise money, because we have to raise money for our own equipment, our own uniforms, everything. You know, the state will provide the hotels and stuff for our athletes, but we provide everything else. And like we're having at the Castle Rock Eagles on May 16th, we're having a spaghetti dinner. We do that every year. And we do different things, pajama bowls, and we sell Krispy Kreme donuts. We do all kinds of stuff throughout the year just to raise money. And we always get coaches and a lot of athletes involved. I always tell the athletes, you know, they have to get involved, setting up, tearing down, selling things, doing stuff, you know, to help out at these fundraisers. And they do, they all step up. And like I said, our leadership program that David's involved in is huge to me, because we like to hear back from everybody, you know, and then that helps us to become a better program. So I'm gonna let David speak real quick. And David, how long have you been in Special Olympics?
President Kenny-Ann, fellow lines and guests, yes, I've been about probably 10 or 15 years. And this was a great program. And yes, I can relate to actually Kel's who coached swimming. And I did swimming, I got 2 bronze medals and 2 ribbons for the events that I was in. So, yeah, thank you. So the leadership program is literally what Beck was talking about. It's literally, you know, we talk about, you know, things that need to be improved and need to be, you know, addressed. Like how some of the athletes are irritated, you know, about the spring sports, but, you know, we got to learn to, you know, to adapt to it. And so then we talk about, you know, how the fundraisers went, literally how we went, how we, you know, as a state meet went. So when we talk about all the, you know, what's going on with the, you know, all the Special Olympics, you know, then we give that feedback to Becky over here, and I don't do that, but there's another person that does. But the leadership is really, really important, because everybody that you see in the state needs to know too.
And then we also get, you know, they give the feedback to me, but I set it up with state meetings once a month. We all have coordinators meetings, and we discuss all the problems, you know, all the good things and stuff. I always tell them at the leadership, you know, they should always not just talk about the negative, but always make sure they enforce the positive and everything, so everybody stays on a positive thing. And they started, I think, a podcast. The leadership is working on starting their own podcast and putting it on Facebook and everything. Yeah. And so what they're going to do is start interviewing a lot of different athletes and everything that's been involved with Special Olympics, the ones that are new to it and everything. And we all do, like in fall sports, we have bowling is a huge one. They'll start that in August. So we have bowling, play football, volleyball, and we have our cheerleading is a huge thing. We had 22 cheerleaders this year, and basketball teams. We had 5 basketball teams. So yeah, we're pretty, like I said, pretty consistent. The spring and summer sports right now are kind of throwing everybody for a loop here. A lot of negative going on there because there's so many things for these guys. And the whole thing is we try to do like Fit 5 programs, do things to keep them physical throughout the whole year. During COVID, we did, we followed the mandate from the state, but we did walking groups, and we had walking and running groups. We were doing that to keep them active outside and doing outdoor things. And I would order trophies and medals and everything to make it fun for them, because they need to stay active. And then we all get set in our routines, but they very much get set in their routines. So after COVID, because we were, I think 2 or 3 years, it was for sports was not good for us. And so we had to try to get them engaged back. So there was a lot of walking around, talking to schools, talking to special needs programs, getting them back involved in Special Olympics. But if you have any questions or anything, they got my information and everything. Like I said, if you have a son, daughter, grandkid, or anybody that wants to join Special Olympics, it's really easy to do. Right now, there is no physical needed, which that's a new thing. But all they have to do is they have to have a parent or guardian fill out their medical history. And then they have to sign a release form. And that's all there is to it. So if anybody wants to join, like I said, age 8 to whatever age they want. And the teams are put in according to skill level. So like if you can have sometimes a 10-year-old that's super good basketball player might be playing with a 30-year-old, which is, I know it's hard, but we try to put them in a youth league first, if we have enough people. But if we don't, we go right by skill level. And it's hard sometimes because somebody will say, oh, they want to be with their friend, but they're not the same skill level. And they have to be the same skill level because we don't do that. But
How would we know when you're gonna have, say, a track meet and stuff, and so we can come as spectators and see what's going on?
well, you got David here every Tuesday. I can let him know, give him the information to bring it to you guys every week, to let you know. Like our track meet right now is this Sunday, the 27th in Tacoma. And it's a long day for us. We have track and soccer going on at the same time. Our swimmers didn't get back till 10:30 on Saturday night. They start at 6 in the morning. They leave, the bus leaves at 6 in the morning. Really, really long days. And, that's one of our complaints a little bit to the state level. They need to do something about making it shorter because we have athletes that'll participate during the season. And it's okay if they don't want to go to regionals. But if they want to, because I look at any swimmer, any walker, anybody that wants to participate, they're getting exercise. And that's okay if they don't want to go to regionals, and stuff. But if they're on a team sport, it's a little bit different because they need to make sure they play on a team sport. But if it's like an individual, like track or swimming, bowling, something like that, I don't care if they just participate the whole time and then just don't go. Yeah.
So you mentioned the participant needs a parent or a guardian. So is that legal guardian, court appointed, or can it just be a sponsor type?
Yeah, it could just be, and because a lot of these, now we have a lot of clients that, or a lot of athletes that live on their own too, and they're their own guardian. The only thing is if they're their own legal guardian, they're the ones that's gonna sign the paperwork for release, for medical history. But if they have a legal guardian, but if they're over 18, and they can still sign it, even though they have a legal guardian. If they're over 18, but if they're under 18, they have to have a legal guardian sign something. Even some of these that live in a group home, they have to go through, the group home has to get a hold of their legal guardian for them to sign the paperwork. And it's pretty easy. They've got to sign. A lot of people aren't familiar with that, so I've been on the phone with several different parents, walking them through it and making sure they did it, because the state, like I said, they have this new portal system that everything has to be just exactly right, or they try to scratch these athletes. Which, I came unglued, okay? So, and I fight for the parent, make sure we all do, to make sure, because I am not gonna have them come, enjoy themselves, and then tell them they're scratched because there was a big glitch in the system. So we do fight for them, and I just got one through, yesterday, made sure that they were all the way through. He showed up scratched for bocce. I said, no. And I went through on the phone and did it again with them over to get their paperwork done. And so we fight for them because I have never had to tell anyone that they can't participate because of paperwork, and I won't do that, and they know that. Because, they're not, I love the state level, so it's Special Olympics Washington's awesome. But the thing is, they don't work one-on-one with these guys. They don't get the relationships with these guys. Like, you form this relationship, you're not going to, when they get all excited, tell them they can't play for us,
You mentioned Facebook. Is there a Facebook?
Yeah, it's Cowlitz County, Longview, Kelso Special Olympics.
Cowlitz County?
Yeah, Cowlitz County. We had to change it because we had to change our Facebook just recently because somebody started selling a bunch of stuff that was for Special Olympics that was not from us. So, and so we had to change that up, so. But, or else, my name is Becky Bernhardt also. If you find me, you'll find my Facebook for that too.
Apologies, first of all, for not seeing you back there.
That's okay.
I see Becky on a regular basis at St. Vincent de Paul because she brings a group of young people in to help us over there. The question is related to volunteers. When I first was involved with Lions, having come out of Special Olympics, almost 4 years ago, we used to provide volunteers for a basketball tournament every year, and that kind of fell by the wayside. Do you still seek volunteers, and what kind of opportunities are there?
Oh, there's definitely, we always need volunteers. Just yesterday, I have an art class that I do for our clients and stuff. And a young kid, I mean, his name's Isaiah, really awesome. He wanted to be part of helping out with track and everything. I said it's too late as far as for him to officially be in the system. You have to do the background checks and do everything now. You have to be in the portal system now and all that stuff. But he's gonna show up at regionals and he's helping out at track tonight. He can run with the athletes because they would love that, you know, with engaging with them and stuff. But no, I mean, yeah, anybody can. And if, like I said, we let David can bring flyers to win a season. Like when we're going for our summer, our fall sports, we are going to do signups in July. And then that will tell you about the starting of seasons. And if you guys are anybody interested in doing any of the sports, they can let David know or call me. I'll have my number on that flyer and everything. And then just, we can get you set up. You know, take a few minutes over the phone. You know, usually when you sign up for volunteer, you have to do a background check. You have to do a concussion class. You know, it's a 2-minute thing, really simple, online. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. They just want to make sure. But if anybody, we could always use volunteers, always. This year, like I said, with so many seasons going on, so many sports at one time, it's been a nightmare. I had my one track coach, head coach. She was out in the hospital for a few weeks. So I'm running over there. We're going over there trying to do the track on Tuesday and Thursday because you have to get times and everything. And then you got so many athletes. And then we had our bocce coach was on vacation for a month. So trying to do bocce, thank God it was on a different night. But it was not good because usually a lot of our volunteers coaches, they coach year round. So the ones that would coach at softball or, you know, in the summer would probably coach soccer in the spring. And this is one thing bad about putting all of the sports together. Our athlete only gets to pick one sport. So what do? Then they have in the summer, they don't get to play their softball, you know, and stuff. So usually we have 5 softball teams. This year 2. And it's just not us. There's only 9 softball teams in the state of Washington right now because of them moving it to spring. Because they had to choose between the other sports. And routine is everything to these guys. So the ones that were playing track and soccer and swimming before, they're not going to give those up to go do a sport that they like in the summer. They just don't. They're used to summer. June is when softball starts. This is when we're going to do it. So they'll see, and hopefully the state will listen to the coordinators and listen to us that this is a big problem, you know, because then, like I said, during the summer, then we will still do fun things to make it a fun thing for them in the summer to keep them active, because to me, they need to stay physically fit. That's huge for them. Okay.
So I was just on Facebook and I was looking, there's a couple things. Do you run the Facebook page?
I have another coaches here. Yeah, I have one time.
Okay, that's fair. Can I talk to you about that after? Perfect.
Let her do it. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yes.
Thank you, thanks so much for your presentation, because it brings to mind something that apparently 6 days ago, you guys might have had a bowling party to celebrate David Hammond's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
David,
What?
have you been sung happy birthday to you by the Pioneer Lions this year?
No.
That's what's happening here.
Yes,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you, I do appreciate that.
Our beautiful rendition.
Yeah.
Okay, is that all the questions? Okay, thank you. Well, before you guys go too far away, I want to present you with this Longview Pioneer Lions mug. I'm not sure, Becky, if you'd like to have that or pass that on to David. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. All right, we have some announcements. And let's start out with Bob Piper.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. Friday, we have carnival fun again. Need a few more people to help there. Friday night and Saturday, we are doing some fishing where we give away hot dogs and chips and water to kids who go out fishing. Last time I looked on sign up, I saw Carol's name and Cindy Ward. So they need some help.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're pretty, yeah. Anyway, that's basically, we got everything ready, so we just need some volunteers to be sure to show up. But perfectly signed up. There is a sign up sheet that Jade's put out. She sent it out again this morning, I believe. So it should be in your email. Look on that, sign up for a time, and we appreciate your help. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bob. How about Cindy Sessions?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, once again, it's a save the date announcement for installation, June 20th at the Longview Coastal Elks.
Thank you, Cindy. Next is Terry Woodruff.
Woodruff Johnston. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. You guys on the awards committee, we'll have a little meeting over there to the left. Steve, you'll, yeah, no idea. We'll move you. Right after the meeting, please. Thank you.
Don't enter.
And Steve Patterson.
Did you have another announcement? President Carrie Ann, Lions and guests. We have reached our goal as far as the plastics. So the Wednesday opportunity at Grocery Outlet has been canceled. We are, we have qualified now for the bench, and so we're not going to be collecting plastics. We'll take it up again another time, I guess. Next year, I suppose, but okay.
Okay, and then Ann Camarda, do you want to, get your own mic.
Yes. President Carrie Ann, Lions and guests, something that I'm gonna start doing is putting together a binder of important information how to do the shop and all about what we do. So this is a suggestion box for advice for how to set up the wagon when we go to events, how to make coffee in the truck wagon. What day does the garbage go out in the shop and who does it? Who mows the lawn? We're gonna have to kidnap Jane, throw a hood over her head and take her to her room so we can get the secret sauce recipe.
That's a good way to get it.
Yeah. There's an old popcorn machine in the corner of the shop. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but Bob makes popcorn for us a lot. You know, how do you fire that thing up and what's the recipe? How do you make kettle corn? All these things more people should know. History of different things going on with it. We have, plaques and pieces of paper around the shop. So just to consolidate, information, put it in the book that we can add to it. So I'll have this out or pass it around, whatever, and please feel free to put a suggestion in it. Thank you.
Look, it's a laid out over.
Looks like I've got $5 happy dollars.
Yeah, oh, then I'll come over.
And you have a link with that was going to say that.
Oh,
Well, you probably said it anyway. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, and our newest Longview Jones fellows, and come on, and Karen, Johnson, that's right. That's two of the $5. The third was for the awesome job that Katie did at the conference. I gotta tell you, next thing you know, she's gonna be running for political office. I can see it right now. What? Oh, you have a real problem, Katie. You have a real problem that you need to take care of. You're smart. You're smart. Is that Miss Ira back there? Oh my goodness. Are you waterlogged from your cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. It was great to see there Mr. Shannon and Jay and Carol at the conference as well. We had 18 people there. That was so cool. Oh yes, Carrie Ann was there too. So that's all my happy bucks. I don't know if my brother mentioned this one. I've been in the rental business for 43, 44 years. This is my third eviction.
Yeah. Lucky
In other
you.
words, I choose people that are good.
Yeah, you got it in 3 times.
Oh,
Just saying.
just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm trying to find, has anybody seen a tail cruiser with brakes? I'm just curious.
Start squeezing.
It's getting better on one side and worse on the other. Oh, the pipers were there too.
Well, I think that's all that we have for announcements. Is there any other announcements? I think just the last one that I have is the Hawaiian Luau Party. I just checked with Bob to make sure that this was still going. It's going to be put on by the Jumbo's Toy Run for a fundraising dinner. It's also on the busy Saturday, April 26th. Here at the Eagles, it's $25 per person. It's Hawaiian themed. Dinner at 6. I was looking for the time on that. So if you're interested in coming to that, I've got the flyer up here. Sharon, you want to talk about the evening?
Thank you, President Carrie and fellow Lions and guests. Our May meeting is going to be on May 15th. It's Ashtown Brewery. That's a Thursday night at 6 p.m. And the May meeting, I will not be there because I will be on a cruise. Rick will be running the meeting. And then also in June, just as a reminder, all of the incoming board members and new committee chairs, we're going to be having training that night. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, if you are all ready for the dessert pick, Jane so Jane is up.
It is a.
President Carrie Ann, there must have been something in the person picking tickets out, but I like it first choice.
Oh yeah, she picked her own.
And Jane gets whatever's left over.
Here, let me deliver that.
Okay, get your blue tickets out. The winning blue ticket number is 637 4 4 4.
Hey, Ann.
Ann, the lucky Ann. I think she gets picked quite often. Red ticket number. Look at your red tickets. 4039117. Oh, Harold's got it. Okay, Harold said diabetes